SpongeBob has a new pet, Drizzle, who looks absolutely adorable, but in reality possesses immense power. One day, the rare downpour in Bikini Bottom finally came to an end. As the Cumulus dispersed, they had forgotten their child. Little Cumulus realized he'd been left behind and burst into tears, causing a small localized downpour. Meanwhile, the weather presenter was reporting that the next few days would be sunny. Upon hearing this, SpongeBob was so excited he flew off the treadmill. He rushed to look out of the window only to see heavy rain. SpongeBob was puzzled, so he went outside to investigate and discovered that it wasn't actually raining. Suddenly, he spotted a stream of water. It turned out to be the Cumulus crying. He greeted the little cloud warmly, but the Cumulus was startled and hid away. So he set down a pot of hot water, then returned to his room. The Cumulus was overjoyed and quickly began to drink it in great gulps. SpongeBob watched secretly from the window. Soon, the hot water was all gone. SpongeBob pretended not to notice the Cumulus, saying he was going for a walk. The Cumulus quietly followed SpongeBob. Just then, it bumped into SpongeBob and began affectionately licking him with its tongue. SpongeBob was very fond of the Cumulus, so he adopted it as a pet, naming it Drizzle. SpongeBob took Drizzle home and tied him up outside the door, but Drizzle used lightning to burn through the rope. SpongeBob realized Drizzle had run off and hurried after him. Drizzle was dashing wildly through the streets and was even knocked into a pet shop by a car. Residents panicked over the weather, but the weather reporter denied it. Upon seeing the state of the streets, he took out a vacuum cleaner, ready to capture Drizzle. Drizzle was hiding all over the streets and was caught by the weather reporter. SpongeBob was very grateful to the weather reporter for helping him find his pet, but the weather reporter refused to return it. SpongeBob immediately grabbed the vacuum cleaner and snatched Drizzle back. They quickly escaped using the vacuum cleaner, but before they had time to celebrate, Drizzle was sucked back in again. It turned out the weather reporter had brought an even bigger vacuum. SpongeBob begged him not to hurt Drizzle, but the weather reporter said it wasn't going anywhere and turned to put Drizzle into the dehumidifier. SpongeBob was terrified and pleaded with him to spare Drizzle. SpongeBob burst into tears, his tears being sucked straight into the vacuum cleaner, causing Drizzle to swell rapidly, turning into a massive dark cloud. SpongeBob fled the scene at top speed, while the weather presenter began his live weather report. Drizzle burrowed straight into the weather presenter's body, and the weather reporter himself turned into the weather.
My body! It's cold! I don't want to be the weather anymore! It hurts!
Parade on your reign, but could you please put Gale down?
SpongeBob was swept up into the sky by a gale and happened to land on two enormous clouds. It turned out they were Drizzle's parents. Seeing this, Drizzle wriggled free from inside the weather reporter and was reunited with his parents. Unexpectedly, the weather reporter was still broadcasting the weather and was even preparing to interview the two Cumulus.
I'm Gale Doppler, and I could probably use an ambulance right about now!
Drizzle happily left with his parents, and SpongeBob bid them farewell. Drizzle returned to SpongeBob.